Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. If you want to support the channel, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. Also do that if you enjoy the daily crypto content. And guys, put in the comment section down below when you bought your first XRP. I think it's pretty interesting to discuss at what different price points we first got to know of XRP and we actually first decided to invest. Most likely we'll see tons of different prices, tons of different dates, and I really think it's interesting to see how the community has built itself up over time. So again, put it down in the comment section down below when you bought your first XRP. I might put mine down there as well if I can find exactly the first time, but this was a tweet by XRP Moonshine. Shout out to you. Then we're going to move over into something which I definitely think it's worth to talk about again today. Ripple XRP or Stellar XLM. XRP and XLM, the edge over more traditional cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. XRP have been partnered with major banking firms such as Santander for over a year now. Well, basically, what's the difference between the two? Which one should you go for? Which one is my personal favorite and why, right? And in layman's terms, or in really simple terms, I personally have a preference on XRP. The reason for that is I used to kind of be a fan of both, but ever since Stellar had their big cut in supply, I've really been really edging towards XRP. And if you guys did not know, Jed McCaleb co-created XRP and co-created Stellar, and thus both coins do share a lot of similarities. I think also a couple of years ago, more so than now, these two coins really were on par with what they did, what the plans were, and what they looked like. Right now, I think that the entities above it, so for example, the SDF, Stellar Development Foundation, and Ripple for XRP, have really made these two cryptocurrencies distinct in their behavior, in their partnerships, in their, I guess, ways and whatever. And now, with time, we're also seeing too many differences, which really makes it so people don't mix these two up as much anymore. But if you're looking for a new crypto to buy as a Bitcoin investor, your attention may be turned towards one of these two coins, right? But which one? Remember, you can buy both, so why not split up your budget across the two? I would actually always recommend people to do that. If you are unable to choose one of them, you should always go for two. Or if this is the only coin you want to buy, go for a little bit of both. You could do 90-10 in terms of percentages, 50-50, 20-80, 60-40, whatever you want, but it is always smart to diversify, and you should not forget about that. XRP and XLM aren't direct rivals. They do have two different agendas, however, the aim of both projects is to provide a better environment for remittance payments. I actually like to see it as XRP is kind of bank to person or person to bank, B to C, C to B, and or I guess P to B, peer to bank or peer to entity, peer to business. And with XLM, it's more peer to peer. At least that's the way I like to view it before. Both XRP and XLM make regular cross-border payments cheaper and far more efficient, meaning they both have an incredible use value that often gives XRP and XLM the edge over more traditional cryptos such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. So which do you buy? Well, it's up to you. I would first of all suggest reading up on both the projects a little further to see which aspects you like in order to decide which aspects will take each project the furthest in the future. Moreover, you want to look at these projects as investments. Which crypto will give you the biggest return on your investment? That's a question, of course. That's the aim of the game, right? Well, we can't tell you which one will surge first, XLM or XRP. Though we are almost certain that a huge surge will occur within the project that sees mainstream adoption first. And again, if you're wondering, my guess lies with XRP, which is again the reason why I try to focus my videos surrounding them. Also, it's the most requested coin on the channel, and also it's really the hottest thing, I guess, right now on Twitter and everything. XRP is really most loved out there, and it has such huge potential. Why I actually think that in a simple way is I think the entities above it are really what causes the majority of the price. And with XRP, it is Ripple, of course, that really boosts XRP mainstream adoption. Through XLM, you could say it's the SDF, but I would say that IBM has really been doing the most for getting a name known for Stellar. I think, though, that it is not even that good. It's not even doing that much. And Stellar is a lot more in the background right now than it was before, which is again why XRP has so many more advantages over it. I've noticed now this article does not actually contain that much in-depth info. It's more so if people are like, should I buy XRP or XLM? You should probably go for a little bit of both, but in my case, preferably XRP, a majority percentage. Well, again, either two of these could get mainstream adoption. This article makes it seem like both are equal. They are not. This can be achieved by partnerships and new rollouts that aim to make cryptocurrency more normalized. Both these cryptos have some cool partnerships, but XRP, at least at this point, has way more and way bigger ones. Without telling you to invest in XRP, we can't do that. You should bear in mind that Ripple, the company behind XRP, are already well ahead of XLM in this respect. Again, I agree with that. They have been partnered with major banking firms such as Santander for over a year now. I would really not put that as the number one partnership at all. So with that in mind, we would naturally expect Ripple XRP to see total mainstream adoption sooner rather than later. Really stupid conclusion as well. The point I tried to make with all of this is, well, again, Ripple is a big entity and they're doing really good for themselves. SDF is a, I guess, mediocre entity and they're working, but they're just not making that much headway. And XRP or XLM on its own is not that good, all right? Personally to me. The technology might be really interesting and really cool, but in terms of mainstream adoption, it would take so freaking long for these coins to really be mainly adopted if it were not for the entities above it, trying to promote it, trying to support it, trying to create more use cases, that it's really all about that. And in this case, Ripple is really hot, really hot right now. And Stellar is just really slacking at this exact point in time. Again, if you check out a couple months ago my videos, they might have been a little bit different. Maybe they were talking more in depth on the coins and what they do and what they want. But right now, it's really about the entities behind them and why I'm thinking about it this way. The important thing to remember is that no matter what you decide to do, you should always remember to trade safely and only invest sums of money that you can afford to lose. Investing in them is always going to be risky. Do your own due research or due diligence. Anders Lundberg posted on Twitter, Saudi Aramco is totally dependent on the sale of oil for its business. It doesn't make oil a security. Ripple is also selling software. De Beers used to control 90% of the global diamond supply. However, diamonds are not securities of De Beers. I like this. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. A lot. I also like it when people give examples of the big oil guys, the big oil guys and securities and such. Because in this case here, how they explain it with the Bears here, even though the Bears used to control a frick ton of the global diamond supply, they're not the Bears securities. It doesn't work that way. And they're trying to reflect that, at least Anderson is trying to do that here through Ripple or to Ripple, that even though they own a ton of XRP, it doesn't necessarily make it securities of Ripple. It doesn't work that way. And yeah, I really don't think there's anything to add right there. It's just so plain in sight. It doesn't work that way. It's just not how it goes, period. And then Brad Garlinghouse posted on Twitter, energy consumption for Bitcoin and Ethereum mining is a massive waste, and there's no incentive to take responsibility for the carbon footprint. Absolutely that this isn't high on the agenda for the growing climate crisis. It's actually a reference to the Telegraph article. It's the official Brad Garlinghouse Twitter. Yes, it is. Just to quickly check so you don't press any link you should not be doing. Bitcoin using more electricity per transaction than a British household in 2 months. We actually covered this already before, that, it takes a lot of electricity to get things done on Bitcoin. Around 98% of rigs mining Bitcoin will become obsolete before they achieve anything, experts warn. This article, though, did not take into consideration mining pools and whatnot. I actually read the whole article that this came from. Here you have to subscribe. I'm not going to be doing that. But the whole article that it came from had a very big look on exactly how much energy it all took. It's a pretty big article, pretty big debate. But there's also tons of feedback saying, your analysis is wrong because a lot of these rigs will never mine anything or will never get anything done, but they're not taking into consideration Bitcoin mining pools and a lot of those small things are just being debated right now. I just find it interesting how Brad Garlinghouse has tagged this just again to put another dent into the growing warnings, the growing concerns about Bitcoin really being kind of stupid because of proof of work, or really proof of work in general being kind of stupid because of all the electricity is just wasting for no real good reason, right? And then a lot of people are referring to better algorithms, quote unquote better, like POS, like proof of stake, or even some other algorithms I've seen being tagged as saying that are better than proof of work. Basically, just people are bashing proof of work, and rightfully so, because to a certain extent, it is kind of stupid. I do get it. But guys, that was it for this video. Just wanted to make a quick one with a little bit of an update. I thought I should just do another one before I go to bed here at about 3 a.m. because the previous one, the audio was not nice. I didn't like it. I don't know what happened. If you guys know, just let me know. I know now exactly where the audio is in my MacBook, but didn't know it before. Maybe I had my hand on it or something like that. Maybe I put a phone on there or something else. I really don't know what happened. It's only for one video as well. Like the previous video, 10 seconds before, audio is fine. Video 10 seconds afterwards is fine. So I don't get it. But hey, I've already posted it now, so it's all good. But I'll see you guys again in another one. Take care and have a very nice day. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to comment down below when you first bought XRP. And make sure you press the like button if you enjoyed.